Have you ever met someone with that it factor, that special aura that makes anyone want to be around them? Jeremy Renner, the actor who you probably know as Hawkeye from the Marvel series, has this special charm. But contrary to popular belief that charming someone is limited to the few that have amazing wealth or great looks, Jeremy Renner is living proof that even those who have been dealt the worst possible hand in life, like breaking nearly every bone in a snowblowing accident, can still light up a room. And in this week's edition of the Soft Skills Spotlight, you can steal these 5 tips to charm anyone you meet just like Jeremy Renner. Let's see if you can spot this first tip.
Isn't it funny to say you got lucky after getting run over by a snowplow that broke so many bones?
Well, you have to think, like, it's a giant metal,
Yeah.
and it just missed every vertebrae, right? Didn't hit any organs, but...
Yeah.
The key is to laugh at yourself easily so that you'll invite others to laugh alongside you. The reason is that our emotions are contagious. Studies have shown that when we imitate someone's emotions like anger or laughter, those expressions actually trigger emotions in our brain that cause us to feel those feelings. So actually, when you hear someone say they just have that special aura to them, they're actually referencing their vocal tone and their facial expressions as something that people will naturally want to mimic. Because Jeremy is laughing at himself here, he's actually implicitly signaling that Jimmy Kimmel can laugh too. But there's one other thing that Jeremy does to keep the mood light and fun. Let's see if you can spot it.
None of the organs got messed up into my
It
spine.
pierced your
and-
liver, though,
It
right?
pierced your liver, but it wasn't dangerous, you know?
Collapsed lung?
Yeah, that's fine. I got another one.
Now this is a technique that I've seen work seemingly without fail. In this case, Jimmy's questions reveal a seriousness and a somberness related to that horrific accident. But Jeremy's nonchalant attitude is precisely why this is funny. Now this is called the fake out method. This is when you say the exact opposite thing that people would expect. And one TV superstar who excels at the fake out method is Charles Barkley. The context for this clip, LeBron James and Kevin Durant are selecting players to draft for the NBA All-Star Game. Now Kevin does not want to draft his former teammate James Harden, who bitterly forced the Nets to trade him to the Philadelphia 76ers right before this draft.
Shaq.
He hasn't played. Is he healthy?
Who's that?
James, he hasn't played.
He's
what
missed-
happens if he doesn't?
Now the answer you'd expect to hear would be, James is injured with a hamstring injury. He can't play. But watch what Chuck says instead.
He got traded. He's healthy now.
He's missed the last 3 with a hammy.
Now it takes a lot of practice to get this just right, but you can start off easy by answering questions that only have yes or no answers. Whenever you hear a question that has a yes or no answer, just say the answer that you think others aren't going to expect.
Do you feel like you're now finally getting a grasp on this thing called entertainment?
I have no idea what the is going on ever.
Now the third thing that you can do is something that I love to do whenever I meet anyone.
Hey, look at you! It is so great to see you in every way.
Now big waves from far away and saying someone's name more loudly than you're used to doing may feel a little bit over the top. Some might even think that greeting someone like that sounds fake. But the level of energy that you need to channel, that you need to replicate, is as though you're greeting a small child. Notice what the late Kobe Bryant does here.
Good to see you. You look so well put together with your Laker uniform. You wear that jersey better than I do. I'm just saying.
Kobe's in the triple threat position. The triple threat position is all about 3 things: your body position, your hands, and your eyes. He stands face to face with her as though she's the most important human being to him in that moment. And while smiling big, he makes direct eye contact. And he keeps his hands open in front of him and extends his hands to meet hers. Now that is the perfect level of energy that you need to greet anyone you meet. And furthermore, that instant connection that you make within the first 2 seconds of meeting someone before even making contact with them is the most crucial you can ever have to leaving a great impression. We're biologically wired to view people as friends or foes based off snap judgments. That's why before meeting someone, whether it's a date or a business meeting, never look down at your phone. Your eyes will be down, your arms will be tucked in, your shoulders will be slightly slouched. These are all signs that will make you seem nervous and removed from others. And even when they call your name and you've lifted your head up, it's already too late. There's one thing you can do to even go deeper with that person.
Well, total. There's 2 different ICUs. I got kicked out of the first one.
Why?
Whenever you get any question, especially if they're simple one-word questions, you have the opportunity to make a story out of it. Watch what Jeremy does here to get Jimmy rolling with laughter.
It was an under construction sort of ICU. when I got there. So they put me like in a janitor's closet. Like it's a VIP thing, but it's like janitor, it had no bathroom in it. And I'm like, the lights are flickering. Everyone here is moaning, like they're dying in the ICU. I'm like, this is like a haunted house. And I'm like, it's called ICU, like ICU. Like it's just creepy.
Now, Jeremy uses two of my favorite storytelling techniques. The first is to say very specific details that transports your audience to a particular moment in your story. And the second is to reenact another person's voice that's completely different from your normal one.
I was seeing my doctor for my annual physical. Of course. So my wife and I had a little disagreement. I am circumcised, aren't I? Because she says I'm not. And he goes, not.
Telling vivid details, role-playing a different voice, and reenacting dialogue are all ways to keep people glued to you. But this last tip is my favorite way to charm someone. Let's see if you can spot it.
Did my first surgeries and from all the ribs and stuff. I woke up. First thing I ever thought about, my first conscious thought was like, holy hell, my calendar is freed up for the rest of the year. I'm like, yeah!
Look at Jeremy's eyes when he has that realization. It's very similar to what Ali Wong does here when she tells a story about another comedian saying something that was particularly offensive to her.
You get all of this attention because you're both a female and a minority. And I was like, yeah, because, you know, historically, that's always been the winning combo for recognition and success. And he was like, you know what I mean? Like, me, I'm just another white guy. And I was like, be a better white guy. There's so many successful.
The common thread between these two stories is that they're reliving their emotions as they're telling their story. Just as we make others laugh when we're laughing at ourselves, we also have that special ability to transfer the emotion that we once had, whether it was frustration, anger, sadness, or hope. And when you're doing this, you're sharing a special emotion with your audience. And when you reenact your emotions, you're sharing that special moment with that particular person you're speaking with that'll make them feel even more connected to you and remember you days, weeks, months later. The overarching takeaway here is that it's not about the words that you say, but rather how you say those words. It's about what you communicate through your body, through your facial expressions, and through your tone. And this particular ex-professional athlete turned media superstar is a perfect example of what you need to do to make anyone love being around you. Check it out.